Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's birth series. We are going over separation anxiety from birth. So, if you've had anxiety for a really long time, let's dive a little bit deeper into if you were separated from your mom or your dad right after you were born. I can already feel. I can already feel from looking over my notes for today's birth series. There's a deep sadness and energy that's activated when I'm talking about this. And I didn't know this until years later. But when I was a little girl, like when you play house or when you play with dolls or whatever you have, I would act out this scenario where the doctor took me away from mommy, and I was just like from 5 until 7 years old or 8, I would act out this same story. I was separated from mommy. Mommy's really sick, and I thought she was dying. And I didn't know this until years later that I was acting out my birth trauma. So I was a planned C-section. Most of us, after a C-section, especially back then, we were immediately separated from the mother for several hours. So if you were separated from your mom, it's really good to find out, because that's where this deep like separation or deep fear or worry, or maybe even, I've created my life separate and alone. I've never been married. I just don't do very well in relationships. I really am better off alone, even though I don't want to be alone. I'm okay. And there might be some work I need to do around it, of course, but maybe it's never really been safe to be intimate with someone, on that level, because the separation and there's no bonding. I mean, this can play out in so many different ways, and we just want to kind of check in. So, possible programming from separation anxiety from birth. They might have the thought, I have to be alone and separate in order to survive. They don't want me. I must have done something wrong. I must be worthless. I can't get what I want. My needs will never be met. Love is outside of me. I can't get it. I'm terrified. It's some heavy stuff. I mean, I've definitely had all those thoughts. The way the system is set up, it can be really traumatic for a baby to come in to this world. And there are a lot of amazing earth angels out there who are changing, and maybe they're doing water births at home, or maybe if there is a C-section, they know, don't separate us, keep the baby in the room. I want my baby in the room. There's ways around it. If you have a very deep separation, a very deep anxiety, doing some breath work could really help to lift that deep sadness of being separated from mommy from birth. Think about it. Like when you come into this world and then you're separated, it's like, well, what did I do wrong? They don't want me. There must be something wrong with me. This is where insecurities, very deep insecurities, can definitely stem from. So I made a new breathwork download to help you through this process. It'll help you to feel safe, supported. It'll help to gently lift the anxiety that might be stored in the body from being separated from mommy, from your birth. There's so many benefits of doing breath work, but I know this download will really help to gently ease any worries, fears, or doubts stemming from that far back. You can go to the link in my bio or go to breathewithkimberlyrose.com under shop, then click on birth series, and you will see the separation anxiety from birth breathwork download. Please let me know how the session goes. They are so healing. They are so powerful, and you're going to feel so safe and supported by the end of the session. All my love.